Welcome to my channel. This is another quiz time, and in this section, we will be looking at some questions that are related to the female external genitalia. This will help prepare us for questions related to this region in any examination. The first question we'll be looking at is the vestibule receives the opening of dash. Is it the opening of the ureter? Is it the opening of the anal canal? Is it the opening of the urethra? Or is it none of the above? Out of all these options, the correct answer here is the urethra. The urethra is seen to open into the vestibule. The vaginal canal also opens into the vestibule. We know that the vestibule is the space that is located between the two inner leaves in the vulva. Hence, this is the correct option. The second question reads that the female external genitalia structures include. So which group of structures here form the female external genitalia? Is it the cervix, the vagina, and the clitoris? Is it the mons pubis, the labia majora, the labia minora, and the clitoris? Is it the uterus, the labia majora, and the labia minora? Or is it the mons pubis, the cervix, the uterus, and the vagina? Out of all these options, the correct answer as it relates to the female external genitalia is the mons pubis, the labia majora, the labia minora, and the clitoris. These are the structures that we see within the female external genitalia. Hence, this is the correct answer. So let's go to the third question, and this reads that the clitoris is a non-sensitive organ. Is it the clitoris has glands that is embedded in the body? Is it the clitoris is innervated by the inferior gluteal nerve? Or is it that the clitoris has more internal region? So out of all these options, the correct answer as it relates to the clitoris is that the clitoris has more of its part or its region located within the body. And this includes the body and also the root of the clitoris. We've tried to highlight this in our lecture on the clitoris, that what is seen on the outside is a small sub-region of the clitoris, which is the glans of the clitoris. While the remaining part of the clitoris, which forms the major chunk of the clitoris, is embedded within the body. Hence, it has more internal region, while it has less of its sub-region located on the outside. And this is what we see as the glans clitoris. The fourth question here reads that dash is homologous to the scrotum in male. Is it the labia majora? Is it the mons pubis? Is it the clitoris? Or is it the vagina? The correct answer here as it relates to the homologous structure in female to the scrotum in male is the labia majora. So the fifth question, and this reads that dash is homologous to the penis in male. Is it the labia majora? Is it the mons pubis? Is it the clitoris? Or is it the vagina? The correct answer here as it relates to the homologous structure to the penis in male is the clitoris. The clitoris can also be referred to as the female penis. Hence, this is the correct option. So the clitoris is the homologous structure to the penis in male. The next question, which is the sixth question, and this reads that the labia majora is the inner lip of the vulva. Is the labia majora the most sensitive region? The labia majora, is it seen to unite inferiorly to form the mons pubis? Is the labia majora the outer lip of the vulva? The correct answer here is that the labia majora is the outer lip of the vulva. We know that in the female external genitalia, we have an outer bigger lip, which is the labia majora. And deep to this, we have the inner smaller lip, which is the labia minora. Hence, this is the correct option. The seventh question reads that dash glands open into the vestibule. Is it the Bartholin's gland and the Skene's gland? Or is it the mammary gland and the pineal gland? Is it the mammary gland and the bulbourethral gland? Or is it none of the above? The correct answer here as it relates to the glands that opens their dots into the vestibule is the Bartholin's gland and the Skene's gland. These two glands are seen to open their dots into the space that is referred to as the vestibule. Hence, this is the correct option. So let's go to the 8th question, and this reads that the fourchette is a fold formed at the posterior end of the dash. Is it formed at the posterior end of the labia minora? Is it formed at the posterior end of the labia majora? Is it formed at the posterior end of the glans clitoris? Or is it formed at the posterior end of the mons pubis? The correct answer here is the labia minora. At the posterior region of the labia minora, there is a fold of skin that is formed at the point where the two inner leaves of the labia minora meet, and this is referred to as the fourchette. Hence, this is the correct option. So let's move to the 9th question. This reads that which of the following statements concerning the clitoris is correct? Is it that the glans is hidden? Is it that the clitoris has about 80% of external parts? Is it that the clitoris is devoid of erectile tissue? Or is it that the clitoris has a bent body? The correct answer here as it relates to the clitoris is that the clitoris has a bent body. If you go to the anatomy of the clitoris, you see that the body or the shaft of the clitoris is bent. So it presents a form of angulature, and this is why it is further subdivided into the ascending and the descending subregions. You can go and check up a lecture on the clitoris. In that lecture, we explain in details the morphology of the body of the clitoris. Hence, this is the correct option. For the first option here, which reads that the glans is hidden, the glans of the clitoris is what is seen on the outside. So it is not the hidden part of the clitoris. And the second option, which reads that about 80% of the clitoris is seen in the external part. This is false. About 80% of the clitoris is hidden. And the third option, which reads that the clitoris is devoid of erectile tissue. The clitoris is formed by erectile tissue. Hence, this is also incorrect. Therefore, the correct option here is that the body of the clitoris is bent. So let's move to the 10th question, which is the last question. And this reads that the mons pubis has part of fatty tissue. The mons pubis is hair-bearing region. The mons pubis overlies on the pubic bone, or is it all of the above? The correct answer here as it relates to the mons pubis is all of the above. All of the listed options here are correct about the mons pubis. The mons pubis has fatty tissue, and it is the hair-bearing region of the female external genitalia. It is also seen to be overlying on the pubic bone. Hence, the correct answer here is all of the above. I hope you find this useful. Let's have your grades in the comment section.